freeing the busy person. Before we start, I'd like to ask you some questions. Do you ever think of yourself as a busy person? Do you ever find yourself rushing around, too busy to stop, and somehow still get to the end of the day not having completed what you wanted or expected to? Does your to-do list just grow and grow, so that you just stop looking at it, or maybe you just start another one? Do you ever think that you seem to be the busiest person you know? Do you ever wonder how other people around you seem to have more time? Or do you ever find that you end up doing what other people should have done while your priorities are left to one side? If you've answered yes to any of these, or are just curious to explore how you can feel completely different, feel calmer, clearer, more focused and ready to access your true, authentic self and all that you can achieve, then I invite you to enjoy this guided trance experience, where you'll gain your own insights, feel lighter, inspired and ready to make the choices that serve you the most in your life, at home, in the workplace, or wherever you are. And before we begin, if you're doing anything that needs your full conscious attention or looking after anyone else, switch off this recording now. Wait until it's completely safe to enjoy an inner experience of peace and well-being without anything else going on. And if you are ready, take a moment to find a comfortable place where you can relax, undisturbed, and discover some insights that will help you with the changes or goals you want to work on. At any time you may adjust your body, move about to be more comfortable, and if there is anything important that requires your immediate attention, then you will instantly come up to full conscious awareness and attend to the matter in hand. I wonder, did you ever consider how busy are you at being busy? Or do you not have enough time for all of that? And if you did have time, how busy would that make you? Unless of course you didn't, and did do something else, which was more or less easier. As busy is what we make it, true or not. And how much could you notice how freeing the opposite could be? Free from expectation or rules and constructs, and need tos and must haves and ought tos. How much pressure lifts when that is set to one side or let go. To feel unrestricted and clear and uplifted and really free to be at your best. That's possible. Even 1 or 2 or 3% more makes a difference if you considered that small difference and little steps make it easier for change. And before you considered all the alternatives to being busy, 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 how much could you consider the positive intentions behind all of that? I'd imagine, but how would I know how you could consider efficiency and achieving what's important for you and being productive and feeling good about ticking those things off your list, if you have 1 or 2 or 3? Or is it about proving or knowing you can do it all? Maybe like someone you know, or better than them. Is that important, I wonder? Or sometimes distractions could have been a driver. Did you ever put something off by being busy elsewhere? Certainly that could be useful if that thing you put off wasn't really useful anyway. But there had been some kind of expectation. Where did it come from? Truly from you, or somewhere or someone else? And did you have a way of measuring, an ability to stand back, to analyze, put things into perspective, and that big picture, so that priorities can be observed? But not yet, as there are other things we might consider first along this exploration. Have you heard the saying, if you want something done, ask a busy person? Quite interesting, as did you notice what's not said in that saying? Some of us love to rush around and feel the energy and get lots done. But what if there are some questions to ask first? If I do this, what does that stop me from doing? If I do this, what does that stop someone else doing? How does this relate to my true priorities? And so on. I wonder, how freeing would it be? Or are there other realizations for you to deeply feel and know, even if not consciously aware, as your unconscious works at other levels where you are in your own driving seat? You are in control of what you do and make your own choices. That you do have time to decide. And whether or not you choose to settle more there now or in a moment, by taking your attention to your breathing. Slow things down. Resting. Relax. Easing. Starting to let go of any tensions. Relaxing. Or whether there's another area of your body that you can notice and could ease a bit more, or even do both. And body. It really doesn't matter. That's right. That's right. Very good. How much even let go your eyes could feel heavier, or want to close. Or do you notice something else that's right, that allows you to just go with this? Even if it's too much effort to think about, so that you could just let go of your conscious thoughts, or let them wander wherever they want, while you don't even need to notice that something else is happening. Wonder. At a deeper level. Your unconscious part of your mind to a deeper level can just get on with this for you to a deeper level, so it all becomes easier to go along with it, letting your unconscious to a deeper level wisdom and ability manage the rest for you. And to that extent, what if I said there were just 3 steps down to get to the bottom of this, there in front of you? How easily could you see or imagine or just conceive the idea of those 3 steps down, actual or metaphorical, to a deeper level of even more clarity and exploration, where things become clearer. And as you take each step down, as I count in a moment, from 3 to 1, you'll be able to reach that place easier and even more effortlessly, one step at a time, just small steps. Down in a moment, to that inner place of understanding and insights, that can emerge as you listen to my words and the many meanings behind my words. That's right. That can trigger your own insights, just in a way that are useful for you. That's right. As this really is a journey of you making your own decisions, being free, steering your own ship, if you like metaphors, being free, not having your strings being pulled by others, and being free to make your own connections. So, take step 3 now. That's right. Easily down, to just realizing how easy it could be to trust your own innate wisdom. And step 2 now, easily down, to connecting with a level of calm, relaxed clarity. And step 1 now, easily down, to that grounded ability and refreshing feeling of being there, ready to explore and understand your own priorities and choices. Your priorities are things which you'll know, guide you, and keep you on track. With all of this. Very good. And as you step off the last of those steps, how easily could you imagine that you have reached a really lovely place where you'll just feel so relaxed and calm and peaceful. A place where you have time to think and connect with important things, make decisions, reach clear understanding, identify just what needs to be done or what needs to be left aside, or for others to sort when it's appropriate. You'll know that. Maybe you already know this place. How would I know? Or perhaps you'll just curiously discover what it's like as we proceed. And maybe it will just happen so unconsciously. You'll just feel the positive effects without knowing how exactly this happened. It really doesn't matter, as just as whichever works best for you. At the same time, I invite you to imagine, sense or see 3 boxes or containers nicely positioned ahead of you, quite inviting to discover what's inside. And I will, of course, explain more as we proceed with this. That's right. that each of those 3 containers there in front of you have some words, or perhaps even an image on them, but as yet they are not yet clearly visible, as we'll be going to each one in turn, just one step at a time. So, when you are ready, move across to the first container. I don't know how you are imagining it, but I do know that you can imagine that as you take a closer look, you can see something on the top that reminds you of who you really authentically are. You at your best. Maybe a picture, an image, a word, or your name, or something else that somehow captures or represents you. And at the same time, you could understand that it would be quite easy in a moment when I say to open this container in a nice, curious way, as there will be things inside that are important and helpful to you to know. But before you do, I'd like to ask you a question. Do you really want to think about yourself as a busy person? Accepting, of course, that you can be busy, but that doesn't have to define your identity. Or would you like to think about what's really important in a moment when you look inside, about all that you truly are and how you truly want to be? Things that really connect with how you can be when you are connecting with all your great resources and abilities, that you are so much more than busy being busy, and instead really can see the light, understand how you want to be, so that you can be the best version of yourself that is possible each day and each separate moment. Not perfect, not even necessarily performing at the same level each day, as each day is different, one day to another. Rather, you can just enjoy achieving your optimum performance, given the challenges, opportunities and tasks in hand, facing each consistently, confidently, and with a sense of being in control. And those choices you make empower you. So, go ahead now and peek inside the container to discover, maybe you'd always known, the real you that is there always when you choose to access that place now. That's right. That's right. Very good. Very good. See what you'll delightfully discover. Reach out and happily be reminded of and acknowledge when you are just being naturally you. And when you have explored enough for now, you can of course come back again to explore more later. Close the lid of the container, as there are 2 more to explore, and move across to the next one you'd like to open. And as you focus more on that second container, you could see something on the top which shows this place is about understanding your focus, your goals, why you do the things you do, and what really matters to you. It's a place to discover. See it clearly. Strip out complexity and just appreciate and know deep inside what's important. And I'm not talking about the everyday tasks and stuff that in the past you might have picked up, and sometimes they don't even belong to you. I'm talking about the things that are really important. And I appreciate that could have different contexts, so you might take just one or a few now and come back to explore more later, another time. Because it could be about family, professional life, the projects you work on, or the people you influence, manage, or have accountability for, or what or who you just care about, and sometimes a number of these that you can balance in order to be effective. So, go ahead now. That's right. And open the second container to explore those important insights that are waiting to emerge now and later. As your unconscious mind is processing this for you, did you realize the simplicity of this is just that, a clear space to connect so calmly now with that wisdom. That's right. That's right. And when you are ready, step back and close the second container and move across ready for the final one. And just like before, you can now gradually see or sense something on the top of that third container there that tells you this is a place to access all the tools you'll ever need. That's right. To enable you to connect with those first 2 areas of who you truly are being when you access the best of you. And when you access the best of you, what you choose to prioritise. And in this third place, in a moment, you'll be free to explore something important inside, to recognise as you come to the deep understandings that you have it all there, all the experience, all the resources, all the tools, and that all you need to do is reach inside that same conclusion and act of picking up, connecting with what you need to do the job in hand, to make the choices that are right for you, both individually and in the sense of the different roles and parts you'll naturally take in all the different aspects of your life. The tools are just there, ready. So, go ahead now. That's right. And open that third container and enjoy the moments as you discover maybe what's been so obvious all along. And maybe also other things are fitting into place with all of this. That's right. Take as long as you need, for now. And you can, in your own time, take a step back and close the third container. And as you take another step back, safely and effectively, bring all of those three containers into focus. 1, 2, and 3. That's right. 3 places that you've been exploring. 3 places to remind you. 3 places to connect you. And just 3 steps to know as you'll come up slowly, 1 step at a time, as I remind you that step 1 is about knowing you, that authentic you, the you that chooses. That's right. The you that senses. The you that understands. That's right. That the real busy bee is just busy being authentic and clear and purposefully relaxed and effectively, efficiently, elegantly you. And that step 2 is about knowing and keeping in mind your real priorities and goals are things that are truly important to you. And if you want to be busy, you can be busy with this instead, so that being busy is a decision to keep this in focus. That's right. Keep this in focus. And that other stuff, did you realize, wasn't even your priority, or perhaps just needed to be delegated or scheduled when it is appropriate to consider or act upon or delegate. And some things can just be answered with a considerate no, is a good answer sometimes, if that stacks up in the bigger sense of what's important and what's important for others to do instead. And that step 3 is about connecting with all of your great resources, experiences, tools and abilities, ones on the surface and others under the bonnet, are all there at various levels, ready to utilize when you call upon them. And now you've come up those 3 steps. Did you already, or would you like another moment? So that you find yourself there, back on top of those 3 steps. You can look down one final time for now, just to acknowledge this. From up here, new kind of perspective. And then when you are ready, you can bring your attention slowly back to awareness of how calm you feel, lighter and clear and uplifted and really free to be at your best that's possible, as even 1 or 2 or 3% more makes a difference if you considered that. Small difference and little steps make it easier for change to happen continuously. Adjusting. That's right. That's right. And as you feel great, you could also sense it's time in a moment, but not quite yet, to come fully back up. But if it's a time and place where you'd like to enjoy a further moment's rest, to doze off or fall completely asleep, you can just ignore the rest of this, and I wish you pleasant dreams, pleasant rest. And if you are ready to return to full conscious awareness, take a moment to become a little more aware of your body, resting there, aware that as much as you've been more aware of the world inside, you can slowly switch your attention back to the outside world and take 3 nice, deep, gentle breaths as you come up one step further each time, connecting with how good you really feel, how clear and ready you are, hearing the sounds around you, adjusting as your body becomes further awake, maybe even a little stretch, feeling connected with all your body, almost there. Come up, 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 and fully up now, eyes open, fully awake, fully back, ready for the rest of the day. Welcome back. Well done. To explore more of my trance experiences, whether for relaxation and well-being or particular topics that might interest you, please visit my website at www.8020coaching.co.uk. That's 8020coaching.co.uk, or visit my hypnosis channel on YouTube.